Now recently a very interesting development happened, which will directly impact USA in the near future. A mega bridge in China collapsed. The video of it went viral on social media, and you can see American media, even European media, everywhere it was covered extensively. A major Chinese bridge collapsed over a river just months after opening to traffic. Yes, this bridge had been opened for traffic only a few months earlier. Chinese engineers said everything was fine. Start using it. It was a massive 758-meter-long bridge. But somewhere there were design flaws. And because of that, the bridge collapsed. The video is shocking for the whole world because it's very rare to see a bridge of this magnitude fall like that. On US social media, you'll see Americans saying, "Look, China tried to copy our bridge designs. They didn't copy them properly and their bridge fell." Many people are also asking the question, it's actually good that a proper video of this bridge's collapse has come out, because now the world is learning what China's infrastructure really looks like compared to the propaganda. Instagram Reels or YouTube Reels show a certain picture, but the reality of China's infrastructure can be quite different. These kinds of videos rarely come out. In China, such videos rarely surface, and the world often doesn't know how many people are actually killed in such accidents or how much destruction occurs. If I show you some data since 2024, several Chinese bridges have collapsed, and in many of those incidents people died. For example, in 2024, the Lushisa Bridge collapsed, in which 5 deaths were reported and 3 people were injured. You can see the photos here. This is the bridge. It collapsed like this while people were traveling on it. It's very rare that such a big bridge is built and then suddenly breaks in the middle. A few months later, if you go, the Shashi Bridge in China collapsed, 15 people died there. And after that, China ordered infrastructure checks across the country to find out why so many bridges are collapsing suddenly. The reason being given is that China developed infrastructure at record-breaking speed, but paid no attention to quality control, so their bridges are now collapsing. They're collapsing one after another, you could almost say in a sequence. I can show you articles about many previous bridge collapse events. It's clearly visible that China made a major mistake somewhere in planning or management, or perhaps they gave contracts to the wrong companies. Their bridges are very fragile today. And with this information, the massive PR campaign China runs on social media, I'm amazed. There is one thing to learn from China. Learn how to do national PR. I remember during COVID there was some racism against Chinese or Asian people, and the Chinese government started warning Western companies that they wouldn't tolerate it, and they stopped that racism. We are very far behind in this area. Recently, China has many people promoting it, writing that China's economic model has already won. They declare China has won and is living a future Americans can only dream about. Whenever there is exaggeration at that scale, understand that the truth is being hidden. It's clear a massive cover-up is happening to hide reality. These kinds of PR campaigns make ordinary Chinese citizens proud. They feel proud when they travel to Australia or the US. People ask them how China built so many cities so quickly, and they feel proud to be from such a country. We don't have that kind of PR, but the Chinese government has many accounts created to spread lots of authentic-looking videos about China all over the world. The reality is different. China has certainly progressed, no doubt. What China has achieved is impressive. But at the same time, several reports, Wall Street Journal, European media have shown that when China constructed at record-breaking speed, serious construction defects appeared and potential corruption occurred. Because when I have to say something bluntly, China is making efforts. And when corruption happens there, corrupt officials are sometimes punished publicly. Recently, a person was sentenced to death in China for corruption. But where there is a single-party system, large-scale corruption is likely, and potential corruption is said to have happened on a humongous scale in China's multiple mega infrastructure projects. You can't hide these things forever. If there was corruption in a bridge and construction defects, the bridge will fall. You can try to bury the file, but that bridge will eventually fall apart. Now China is constructing dams at record-breaking speed. Actually, China plans to build perhaps the world's largest or most expensive dam on the Brahmaputra River. You've probably read many articles about this. Recently, when a 6.8 magnitude earthquake struck Tibet, 5 Chinese dams were badly damaged. Again, China initially tried to cover it up. It's very difficult for videos and images of this to get out. If such an event happened here, thousands of people would come with mobile phones and record it, and the videos would spread on Twitter and Facebook. In China, they often cover up these incidents. Sometimes videos do surface and the evidence becomes strong. World media then covers the events. So the thing is that India is in trouble now. If China builds dams of similar poor quality on the Brahmaputra and cracks develop in those dams, the negative impact could reach India's northeastern states. When asked about the impact on water supply to India or Bangladesh, China said there would be no impact. But we are talking about poor quality. China won't admit that. If the dam quality is poor and cracks develop in dams, China is building even outside its country. Cracks have already started appearing. And I'm talking about mega dams. I want to say this clearly. Many of China's future infrastructure projects are going to be problematic because, from the reports I've read and my analysis, I don't know what they're doing. They're using very low quality materials, or their engineers are under massive government pressure to deliver fast, so odd plans get approved. I don't know exactly what's happening because extracting precise information about China is very difficult. But their infrastructure is weak, it's going to get worse. You might have heard about Ecuador, a famous South American country. China went there and said, "We will build dams for you." China built the Cocada Sinclair hydroelectric plant for that country. Already we're seeing thousands. Yes, you heard right, thousands of cracks have emerged in that dam. The Chinese government tried to cover the story because, as I said before, they are very aggressive with PR. As soon as their officials see news against China, their influencers and social media teams jump in to cover it up. They are really fast. They even had Global Times publish an article saying foreign media gave a one-sided story. When cracks appeared in a Chinese-built hydropower plant, they spun it as, sometimes cracks occur, China is fixing them, and so on. So long story short, Chinese infrastructure is of very low quality. India should be concerned that the dams China is building near the Indian border if thousands of cracks appear there tomorrow. I hope you learned something new and got a new perspective. Instagram Reels and YouTube Reels make it look like China has achieved wonders. People think China is everything, and the US has fallen behind in many respects. Obviously, China has improved a lot, but their infrastructure is not good at all. I will keep making updated videos on this topic.